This is Katie Young.
This is Josh Rucker.
This is the Wealth Effect, where we talk about family, business,
personal development, and financial pathologies.
I was supposed to say community business, but
Did you mess up? I didn't even catch it.
I know. I was so smooth.
You were smooth with it, man. That was
smooth.
smooth. It's like I wouldn't even say nothing.
The transition was like. It was. It had
I don't even know what kind of sound effect that was, but it was.
I think it was like. I think kind of sound effect. Hey, tonight, y'all. Hey, look, we got a special guest.
Man, we do.
I can't even like really get over how excited I am to be a part of the Wealth Effect, because when you really meet people who has a purpose and you see the purpose, you feel it, you're a part of it, you know that it's bigger than you.
Yeah.
And tonight we got a guest.
Yeah.
Where you know that it's bigger than me.
It's bigger than you, right?
It's bigger than me.
Right.
So tonight we have Richard Tatum. He's he's a ministry leader for Celebration Place at First NLR. I'm going to let him do the rest of the introduction so people can know where to find him. But it's a pleasure to have someone tonight who not only does it because that's their passion, but also does it from a space of love.
Right.
You understand? The space of love makes a big difference.
Yeah, I'm with you. So it's an honor for me to be here with y'all, and I'm always likewise love to be with people who are passionate about what they do. But not just, I'll see your space of love and I'm going to raise you. They do it from a sense of purpose.
That's even better.
This is the thing that I'm supposed to be doing. This is where I fit into the big picture.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And I'm serving my purpose.
Man.
Because, with love, sometimes you love it, sometimes you don't. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, yeah.
But purpose don't change.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Enough said.
So that's where I'm coming from. But yes, I represent Celebration Place First in LR. That is a companion ministry to Celebrate Recovery First in LR. Celebrate Recovery is a Christ-centered 12-step program that's designed to help people find freedom from what we call the hurts, habits, and hang-ups of life. So it talks about addiction, but it also talks about all the other things in life that keep us from being the best us. So now I know some of you listeners might hear me and they hear that, that Christ centered, and they go, man, I don't do that whole Jesus thing.
Right.
That's okay. Our doors are open to whoever walks in. Now realize you're going to be exposed to some Christian element, but we're not here to say, you better convert. That's not our job. Our job is to love you where you are.
Right.
Exactly. Because most people who come in our doors are broken. And beating them with the Bible ain't going to fix nothing.
You're going to break them more.
You're going to break them more.
You're going to break them with their brokenness and break them with the Bible. Like, you broke twice.
And so that's what Celebrate Recovery is. And Celebration Place is for the children of the people who attend Celebrate Recovery.
Okay.
It is a place where they can be heard. Because when tragedy hits the home, it doesn't stop at the adult level.
Right.
It
It affects everybody
all
in
the
the
way
household.
down.
Exactly.
And, it soaks into the car a bit even.
Sometimes up the next generation,
Right.
like getting the same stuff over again.
Yeah.
And so how do we end that cycle? We start with the children and we say, you know what you're going through is real. What you feel is real. And we give them a place where they can come in and be heard. They can voice and talk about it. They have their support groups where they go in and they talk. And they know what they say in that room stays in that room. I'm not going to go back and tell your mama that you said this and you said that.
Right.
I'm here for you. So whatever you got to say to get it out and to feel like you matter, go ahead and get it out.
Say it.
Yeah, go ahead and say it. And so that's what Celebration Place is.
Okay.
And these are ministries that work together. In between Celebration Place and Celebrate Recovery, we also have another ministry called CR Teens, which is Celebrate Recovery Teens, which is the same ministry. Essentially, it's for teenagers.
Gotcha.
We can't. The teenagers are too big to be with the little kids.
Right.
Not quite grown enough.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
not
They
quite
need their
grown
own
enough to be with the
space,
adults,
definitely.
And you don't want some of these teenagers hearing some of the stuff the adults are saying.
Absolutely.
Because they'll be in there taking notes.
Right. I can do this. So this is what happened. Okay.
So, you got to have that safe space. And so that's what we are. We're all about promoting the health of the family unit. From the top to the bottom. Everybody, this is your safe space where it's okay to not be okay.
I feel like
that's powerful.
Just the fact that you said that you create a safe space makes it more real for people that's watching either on Facebook or listen to us on the podcast.
Yeah.
I feel like so many times we people say this is a safe space, but at the end of all that, they go back and tell XYZ family member, like, did you know that such and such was doing this?
Yeah, and that's what we say. The expression we use is who you see here, what is said here. When you leave here, let it stay here. That's what we tell everybody.
Man, yeah.
So for instance, if you came to my Celebrate Recovery and I don't know you other than seeing you at Celebrate Recovery, if I see you out at Kroger, I have to pretend like I don't even know you.
Right.
It goes to that level. Because somebody might go, well, how do you know him?
Yeah.
And then I got to say, oh, well, he comes to Celebrate Recovery. Well, I just put you out there. You might not be comfortable with that.
That's almost some HIPAA stuff.
Yeah.
That's what it's like. Right.
So I got to act like I don't even know you until you come to me. I can't even wave at you. And that anonymity and confidentiality are basic requirements for what we do.
Is that the foundation?
Because if we can't protect your privacy, our ministry falls apart.
Yeah,
completely.
You're right.
Last month. No, we're a little bit late for this, but Domestic Violence Month, and of course, Celebrate Recovery, Celebration Place. I'm sorry, I got to say it. But so domestic violence, and I wish I had the numbers on this, but I know it affects so many people. Yeah. So many people. And earlier, before we started the podcast itself, you actually was talking about strength. Yeah. And I want you to go deeper with that strength discussion, because I feel like that was powerful, and I stopped you. I was like, wait. Save this for the podcast.
So we were talking about strength in different areas as it pertains to mental health and as it pertains to any area of our life where we need to be strong. We have to know what strength really is. Mm-hmm. Strength is not the refusal to break down. Strength is knowing when to break down.
So let me get this straight. So strength is not saying I'm not going to break.
Right. That's not the way it works.
It's really like, okay, I know I'm going to break, but when I break is more important than...
Yeah. So for instance, like as a parent, it's okay for me to kind of have my down moments in front of my kids. But if I know my kids are in a sensitive spot right now, I don't want to have my boo-hoo breakdown in front of them because that causes them to feel insecure. Mm-hmm. They tell you got to be strong for the kids, and that's a true statement. At certain times, you have to be strong in front of them. But there comes a time where you got to let that out. Whatever it is that you're holding back, you got to let it out. And so you have to know when and where to do this. Mm-hmm. And so that's what the beauty of Celebrate Recovery is, that those are closed off rooms. And whatever you need to let out in that room can be let out in that room. I encourage people that if you're going through a tragedy and you have kids, it's okay to cry in front of your kids sometimes. If your kids are feeling the effect of it, sometimes they need to see you cry so they know that it's okay to cry too.
Yeah, definitely.
They need to see that. But you also got to gauge the situation.
Yeah.
Is my kid in a highly distressed situation? If they're in a highly distressed situation, I got to be the functional brain right now. Mm-hmm. I got to be everything that's holding this together in this moment. Because if we all come unglued, this whole thing falls apart.
We finished.
We're done.
Right.
But if I stay cool in this moment, I get them through it, and then I can have my moment.
And what you just said brings me back to I'm reading a book right now called I think it's called, I can't think of the name of it, but it's about vulnerability by Brene Brown. And she said that vulnerability.
You're talking about
what is it?
Daring Greatly.
What, man? Get some props for Josh. It's called Daring Greatly by Brene Brown. Yeah. And she said vulnerability sounds like truth and feels like courage. Yeah. And so I think in addition to that, that strength piece, you have to know that it's okay to be vulnerable in those situations. Absolutely. And I think for so many people, the biggest hang up that I see and understand is they're not willing to be vulnerable. Yeah. I teach my son this. I say, Carson, you have to be willing to say, I need help.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like the first, if you don't say, I need help.
Yeah. With us in the recovery area, we have this phrase that we use sometimes. Recovery is a contact sport. If you want to win, you need to contact somebody. Yeah. You got to pick up the phone.
I like
and
that.
You got to call somebody.
Yeah.
When you're going through it, I tell my guys that I sponsor, because I'm a sponsor, and that's basically a mentor in the recovery game. And so when I sponsor my guys, I tell them my phone works 24 hours a day. I don't care what time it is. If you're going through it, pick up the phone and call me. I'd rather be talking to you at 2:30 than be talking to a judge at 8:30. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
So call me. and pick up the phone and
You
let's
have to
do
contact,
this.
and I think so many people have an issue with being vulnerable.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. Most definitely.
But because they go back to the strength discussion, you said strength is it's almost, and I'm going here. It's almost like what women think a real man is. It's like that.
The machismo.
Yeah,
machismo. Yeah.
Same thing with strength. Same thing with strength. What people don't understand what strength really is saying, I need help.
Yeah.
Contact.
Yeah.
Say that you're hurting.
Yeah.
That's strength.
Well, what takes
Recognizing your
takes more
weaknesses.
strength? Denying the problem or confessing the problem?
Confessing.
Confessing the
Hands
problem
down.
easily takes
Yeah.
more strength.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Because I can deny the problem all day long. That ain't no
That
big
takes
deal.
no effort.
Hey,
That takes
I got an acronym for the now. Don't even know I'm lying.
Right. So if for me to pick up the phone and call Kevin and say, Kevin, man, I'm really going through this. And for me, my area of recovery was sexual addiction and pornography. So imagine what it's like to call somebody at 2:30 in the morning and say, I'm having the urge to watch pornography.
Right.
Wow.
That takes a whole lot of strength.
And that,
Because
it takes you to be vulnerable.
yes,
too.
because pornography is legal. There's nothing illegal
there's nothing
about
wrong
it.
with that.
I can watch it if I want to.
Yeah.
But knowing what it has done to me and what it has led me to do in my life, I don't want to go back to that. So I have to pick up the phone and call somebody and say, hey, I'm having the urge to do this. And man, as a man, it becomes almost to the point of humiliation. But it's when in that humiliation, we become broken. And when we become broken, we can reconstruct the pieces the way they were
who we
supposed
want
to
to be.
Say that one more time because I feel like I'm on Soul for Sunday.
Yeah, man, this
This
is some powerful stuff,
yes,
man.
Say that one more time.
So when we become broken, we can reconstruct the pieces the way they were supposed to be. In our process of becoming broken, there are some pieces that get put in there that don't belong. It's like somebody jabbing a chisel into a stone. That chisel doesn't belong there.
Right.
And then you can fill it up with water and you can freeze it and it breaks the stone apart. But after that stone is broken, you can start to put the pieces back together.
Reconstruct it.
And you can construct it maybe even better than it was before.
But okay, so let me go backwards real quick.
Okay.
How does someone identify? Because we're talking about domestic violence. We don't get to that.
Yeah.
But how does someone identify or become aware that they're broken?
Well, in a situation of brokenness, brokenness occurs right before what we call hopelessness. You know what hopelessness feels like. Brokenness is that downslide. It is, okay, I know I am losing. I no
longer have.
And I cannot produce.
Mm-hmm.
When we get to that point,
when you get to that, I can't reproduce it.
That is the key for brokenness. I cannot produce. And so in that moment where I realize I am weak, that's where I begin to realize I need other people.
That brings us to, so people recently, we just did a 21 things
men don't talk about.
Men don't talk about.
Yeah.
And it was a 2-part series.
Yeah.
That almost goes back to that. Like, if you can identify or say that I can no longer produce, or whatever phase you in, hopefully you can identify that phase before it gets to where
Before
it's like the
there.
hopelessness.
Right.
Because hopelessness leads to a whole different
that's
string
a dark
of
place.
Man,
That's a dark
super
place.
dark place. Yeah.
That's a dark place.
So
man.
I would definitely say that you want to get it before it gets to hopelessness. Here's the key. There's nothing wrong with brokenness.
None at all. Nothing
People
at all.
want to believe that there's something wrong with brokenness.
It's not.
There's nothing wrong with being broken. Because like I said, when the pieces are broken, you see it for what it is.
And you can call it what it is. I think sometimes people have an issue calling things what they are.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
we love denying things.
Yeah,
We love
we
denying
do.
things.
Or explaining them away or saying like, well, that's just how it always been.
We don't want to say I'm broke. We just say, oh, well, I'm just trusting the Lord. The Lord will provide.
Yeah.
Or this is another. Just pray about it.
Yeah, just pray about
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I believe in the power of prayer.
I do too.
But,
No, I
but
do
at
too.
some point, you got to take an action. But even before you can take that action, you have to know within yourself, the confession to self, that there is something wrong.
And you know what? I feel like the missing piece to prayer is meditation.
Yeah, definitely.
Because prayer is you talking. Meditation is you listening.
Absolutely.
Wait.
It's
That's
Wait.
absolutely what it is. So we gonna get some applause on that. We gotta get some applause. On that.
that's a sad face, man.
Oh, that's the dramatic. That's the dramatic. That's my fault. Yo,
It's
hold on.
okay, but-
Here go the real sound effect.
Okay.
Take it as
Thank you.
Gotta get them in
Thank
there.
you. Thank you. I
Yeah,
appreciate that.
Yeah, there you go. Cool.
But just a listening component to God is where people they don't really understand it, because in my experience with the church, I'm a preacher's kid, is that we're taught to pray, but we're not taught how to meditate.
Right. That's absolutely true.